Everybody, welcome to the Fish Dimension, and we are hanging out around our regular fishing spot. This is our favorite spot that we've found so far, and it looks like something right out of Antarctica right now. We finally got a warm day and we were going to come to do some fishing, but as you can see, there's really not much fishing to be had today. And so as we're going around, the water level, because of the dam, they had to let out a bunch of water, and it is probably 20 feet lower than we are used to seeing it. So Gail and I are just walking around and seeing if we can find any lures or neat stuff on the ground. Somebody at some point lost an entire phone that we just found. If anyone wants to call up and claim that. Okay, so we learned a couple of things today. I would have to recommend, after coming here, that if you ever get a chance to check out your spot when the water level goes way down, come and do it. For one thing, you can walk around the bank and find a whole bunch of stuff that people lost or threw away or fell out of their pockets. And the other thing is that you see little bait fish laying all over the place, and you can take pictures of them, see exactly what they look like, see what you want to mimic the next time you come and the water level's back to normal. Now, this spot right here, the water level is usually right up to the edge of those tree branches on the, right, sticking out right there. That's how high it normally is, and that's how low it is now. Now, we can't really walk down there and check things out too much because the mud gets really deep. But if you can see right out in the middle there, those piles of bricks, it's some cinder blocks, some big branches, and there's even a Christmas tree, someone's old Christmas tree next to a cinder block there. Those are artificial brush piles. Somebody put those there so that they knew where the crappie and the sunfish and even the bass would be hanging out. There's 3 of them right there that we didn't know about, and it looks like there's at least 2 of them, maybe 3, over there that we're going to check out in a minute. And you definitely, find some interesting things laying around. This is a tiny Spider-Man Shakespeare spin caster rod, and I'll bet the entire inside is packed in with mud. But hey, maybe I can clean it up and we got a future challenge video right here. Alright, after more pain in the stuff than I think anyone could imagine, we're finally fishing. I gotta stop cursing. I'm too used to it. Plus, you and I just have so many instances where we need to curse. Yeah, so our lake had to drain, run their plant at maximum capacity, so a lot of the water is gone. And there was even a news story about how it smashed people's docks and did damage to their boats. And the hydroelectric plant was just basically like, yeah, we did that. Deal with it. Ooh, there we go. Got in that sweet spot there.
You're like, 'cause it is so cold.
Yeah, so I'm just trying a good old-fashioned worm on a hook, because I don't know what to do with this. Yeah, this is something else.
It's like 12 feet down. Yeah, this garbage that they said about only letting it out 7 feet, yeah, that was crap. They lied.
Yeah, they said 7, then they said 9.5, but when you figure our spot is normally right up to that blue rock line there, that's a bit more than 9 feet.
Mm-hmm.
More like 50. The seagulls are having a hell of a time with biting a bunch of the dead snails, and I mean, they're picking these shells clean. You can just look at the ground here, and there's snails, shells, little freshwater mollusks. We saw some rather sizable clams yesterday when we were here too. I don't know how many of them have a fish on. I got my bobber floating on top of the ice. Well, I should preface that by saying I don't even think I'm gonna get a fish on because I kind of doubt fish are here.
I need a bobber.
I didn't bring the bobber bag.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go get it.
All right, I didn't lock it. I'm just gonna set this on top here. Keep it from getting dirty. Oh, now my bobber's under the ice. Oh, I guess I'm reeling in Alaska here. The wintertime fishing here is so much worse than I ever thought it would be. So much. Oh, that's not good. I'm seeing kind of a massive fish kill right under the water there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is a whole lot of dead shad. All those little shiny bits you can see right at the edge of this this log here. And nothing's over here trying to get them. That is not good. Yeah, this hydroelectric plant, they're a bunch of jerks. They didn't even call and warn people when they were going to be letting all this water out. So, you know, people usually, you know, they'll joist up their docks or they'll get their boats out of the water or something. And, you know, they didn't call them. They said, like, oh, you know, we had to respond really quick to the conditions. You know, basically, yep, we don't care kind of statement. And, you know, but how hard is it to just send out a, you know, like hit a button and send out a mass text message to everyone in the area, right? You know, they managed to do that for the emergency broadcast system. Why can't you do it for something like this? Bunch of jerks. Got a bad sign here.
What?
Look underwater right at the edge of this log.
Oh, that's dead shad.
Yep, that's a lot of dead shad. That's probably all up and down this bank too.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I think you'd might as well just call that a fish kill.
Wow. Well, I don't think you're going to find any of our normal fish here.
No, I mean, they'd be here eating the shad, right?
Right.
I think we're just doing this for the exercise at this point. Last year, we could have come out here and probably caught fish every day because it never even got cold. This year, the year we start fishing, it's like this. So we started about, in July of this year, so we missed, you know, the spawn and a good part of the warm weather. And as soon as it started getting cold, we've been dealing with stuff like this. I'm from Baltimore. I used to live up around in the Chesapeake Bay area, and I grew up my whole life never fishing, never going out on boats, but I had all this water all around me, and it would have been super easy to go out and catch a fish. I had a river just a stone's throw from my backyard that I could have walked down, you know, probably caught every day. It hurts to think about all the fishing I never did. And then I moved here because I met my wife and she lived here, and here's where we decided to get a house. And we got into fishing, and fishing here kind of sucks. We've only found a handful of decent spots to fish, and even they, as you can see, have their major issues. For the most part, you know, you find a spot and it's restricted access or no fishing. I came down here thinking that the South was like this mecca, you know, like this hub of, you know, hunting and fishing activity or something, but not North Carolina. Certainly not the Triad, not the Piedmont or Triad region of it. It sucks. It definitely favors people that own boats, too. All right, well, I think I'm just going to turn this off until anything interesting looks like it's going to happen. All right, so here we go. This is just kind of sad. I'm sinking in the mud here, but just look at this. There you go. Yeah, don't stand too long in any one place there. Well, I wanted to get closer, but it gets too wet. You can see the shad here. They are just lined up all in this area. Some of them are still alive, and they're slowly dying. It looks like they got trapped here. I wonder why they don't just head out, but that's really sad.
Sad. There's some big ones in there.
Yeah, there's some very big ones. I'm gonna get closer over to that. It's getting really mucky over here. Oh, just look at this.
No. Thousands of shad. They don't leave because they're pulled up together.
Yeah. Yeah, come here, buddy. All right. Boy, they're not even trying to fight me. All right, there we go. There's a dying shad. These are definitely, now that I'm looking at the color here, it's got that red in it, so this is definitely what did you call it? What? Yeah, the gizzard shad. Yeah. They're so pretty. You see a minnow? That's a shame. I'm gonna see if I can get him back out to deep water here. All right, he'll be all right. Yeah, it's weird, they're beaching themselves. Yeah, there are minnows, those are different. Hell, you know, minnows probably have a population just from people letting them out. I'm stuck now too. Yeah. Yikes. Jeez. This is ridiculous. Things we do for fishing. I know, it's really bad.
Wow.
That's kind of sad to see. That's all the, you know, that's the future food for the, you know, the spawn and the post spawn, and you know, I'll just go laying here going to waste. Yeah, there are. Poor little guys. God. Barely move through this. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera off so I can. All right, so I came across what I thought was a test tube or something. Not quite.
Yeah.
Oh, is it 420?
I believe it's 420.
Oh, you trashy. Oh, I mean, trashy. That'll get bleeped out in edit.
Yeah. I think somebody's been coming down here doing something they're not supposed to be doing.
You think? Ooh, God, this gets bad. I'm stuck.
I can't believe it.
So yeah, folks, we learned a valuable lesson about not going too deep into the mud. That part was not on video, but definitely something we won't be doing again. No.
No, won't be doing that again.
All right, so we're here pretty much for the rest of the afternoon till it starts getting cold again, and I'm only going to turn the camera back on if it looks like a fish is going to come, which I don't think it will. So yeah, from High Rock Lake, that's the fish dimension.